Can we? Oh, peace and good evening, all my people on the book. I just put something in my story a second ago. I don't really have, like, I started pages on YouTube, and I have I have my Instagram page, peace. But I really don't. I really take content from off of here, or content that I record when I'm out for my lives and stuff like that, and I put it on those those other platforms. I don't really use them directly, but I just want to. I don't know. I wanted to go live, and particularly, peace. How you doing, Monica? How you doing, Sandra? And anybody else that's watching? Um, I particularly wanted to cover this specific issue for a reason. There was a video that I watched on YouTube that I chimed in on and gave a different perspective. And a lot of people were glad that I made the comment, because I think people look at discipline different, especially versus somebody who has not been abused. You know what I'm saying? Some people consider stuff discipline, but don't understand that it's abuse. Some people see some of the stuff that parents do as abuse, and not as discipline. You know what I'm saying? So there's either side of the subject, and then there's like a gray area. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of people, depending on who you're talking to and what their experience is. But I'm gonna show you this specific video. Is what I watched, and it talks about this girl right here, who I don't know how old she is. She's a teenager, and this is her mom. Now, I'm not gonna talk about it now unless y'all hold on. I think it's trying to play. Unless y'all would rather me talk about it right now here on live than to do, and then just rip this and put it on those other at some point I'm gonna go live on those other platforms. But I think this is something that we should talk about, because a lot of people talk about what's happening with these teenagers and why they running away. Some of them running away because they are trying to be grown, peer pressure, whatever the case may be, trying to impress their friends, trying to impress some boy or some girl. And it has an effect. It's like a damn if you do, damn if you don't, because a lot of times these parents, they do care about their kids. I saw that, Jill. A lot of parents do care about their kids. A lot of parents do not agree with or condone the stuff that their kids out here doing. But just recently, I was dealing with a parent whose child ran away and was most definitely out here in stolen cars and stuff like that. And I was explaining to her, because she was like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And I'm like, I had to just shake my head and be like, you know what? You damn near shouldn't, because one, even if this is your child and your child run away and they out here doing crimes or whatever the case may be, if you put your foot in your child's ass, which as a parent, most people would tell you to do. Most people would be on here saying, "Go, somebody needs to get their kid, somebody needs to beat their kid tail." But as soon as you do, they're going to be talking about it. They're going to be talking about its abuse. I'm sorry, I'm turning my Wi-Fi on because for some reason my signal acting stupid. That you're abusing your child and this is why they run away, which ain't necessarily the case. Or you can go to jail. You can go to jail if somebody was to see you do that. That would be a charge you can get. And so for a lot of parents, it put me in a position like, what do you do as a parent? You know what I'm saying? But this particular situation with this video has to do with, and it's perspective, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. And when I cover this topic, I'll actually play some of the video so you can see what happened. But just to summarize it, the mother went live. She's in a house full of people. She went live. She's calling this girl name, telling her, you bad, you don't listen, you don't respect me, do this, do that. Like, she steady calling her name, telling her to do this, telling her to do that. And then the girl notices, like, oh, you on live. Like, essentially the mama was fronting the girl off on live. And this is her daughter. She's a teenager, right? And she was fine up until she knew that her mama was recording her on live and doing that to her, right? And then I guess the little girl snapped, and she threw a jacket or something at her mama, and then her mama punched her. Essentially is what happened. And everybody like, well, the mama's like, this little, clearly she calling the little girl bees and all that stuff. And she like, you hit me with that jacket, little bee, this, that, whatever the case may be. But I know and I understand from experience and from dealing with these cases what she was doing leading up. And this is the thing with abuse. And this is why I want to add some perspective to this, because they saying at the end of the day, a child should never hit their parent, right? Well, that's correct. But as somebody who has been abused by a parent guardian, I beg to differ at some point, because you can't tell everybody how to respond to abuse, especially no child. And I wasn't the typical kid. Like, I had my mind made up on a lot. I knew in like 7th or 8th grade that I didn't want to go to college. So that's the type of kid I was. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking that far ahead. And I was thinking that complex when it comes to different things about life. You know what I mean? It's a number of reasons why I made that decision. But I made that decision that early, and I that's literally why I did not go to college later, because I had already made my mind up. Fuck. It's 8:36. I might as well just get into the topic, and then I'll just rip this and put it on YouTube and all that. So we're gonna talk about this. There's a difference between abuse and there's a difference between discipline, right? For all of you people who have children out there, right? And abuse ain't always physical, right? It ain't always you hitting the kid. It ain't always, it could be you yelling at them constantly. And then it's the thing too. I'm gonna just tell my story, and this is my thing of why I wanted to, why I offered that perspective and why I wanted to talk about this, because you may be doing some of this shit and you may not think there's shit wrong with it, but it is. And everybody don't have the self-control and the maturity and the respect or whatever to not do something to you or to not leave your house to get away from you and end up in some other shit. But my mom and my dad, whatever, kind of gonna leave them out of this, but I ended up in Mississippi with my uncle when I was 4, right? And this was with a great uncle, great man. I respect him, love him to this day. He raised me like a son. I got to see a man work for the FAA, own a car lot for 20, 30 years. Got up and went to work every day, provided for us. I never had to worry about shit. Didn't have to worry about where we gonna sleep at, the lights off, any bill, you know what I'm saying? Bust his ass, sent me to private Catholic schools, all that shit, right? Meanwhile, his wife, was not, she did not like me. Did not like me at all. As a kid, you don't understand that a grown person has a problem with you. You just wondering why this person is just so adamant about you own me about every little thing for no reason. Shit that I do wrong and shit that I don't do wrong. Just any opportunity you get, I'm something is happening to me for it. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was wrong. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that shit was extremely wrong. And fast forward, you know, and again, the issues with my parents, this is also a person who went out of their way to not only be physically abusive to me, but to like reinstill like, yeah, your mama didn't want you. Nobody wanted you. They gave you away. Like, you ain't never gonna see them. Like, one of them type motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And that shit. Now, meanwhile, it was a lot of shit that I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Which did make a difference. Like, whatever was going on with them as adults, that had nothing to do with me. I'm a fucking kid. You know what I'm saying? Who somebody trusted, you know, as a protector and a provider when they couldn't. Somebody said, you live a decent life. You're a decent person. I would trust my son life with you. And that wasn't a bad decision, but this extra motherfucker put it up on themselves to have a problem with that. And the problem essentially was I was not her child. She had a child that at the time I did not know was not his. So he was already raising a child that was not his. In my mind, I'm figuring that I'm figuring that, and this is just psychology in hindsight, because I didn't learn about a lot of this stuff until I was a teenager, right? Until I made that, you know, drew that line for myself as a teenager, right? Because I put up with this abuse for a long time. I was not aware that this was not his biological son. So in my mind, once I found that out at like 14 or some shit like that, I guess she thought that he would like love me more or equally because this wasn't his son and I was a threat to like taking away from her son. Like, I don't know, I don't know what the fuck this lady was thinking. But yeah, I got in trouble for every fucking thing. This motherfucker ain't getting in trouble for shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm excelling in school. This motherfucker can't read, failing and shit. And this nigga, he ain't getting hit. I don't understand. You don't understand, lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. This is supposed to be equal opportunity ass whoopings around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, as a kid, I didn't get it. But I'm getting to a point that, in relation to this video, that when I turned, it was something about turning 13 for me. When I turned 13, I made my fucking mind up that any person that tries to physically harm me is gonna get physically harmed. I'm at that point now. I don't give a damn about you being a man, a woman, a girl, or elderly. If you try to harm me, your ass is getting harmed back. I was to that point. And I'm going to tell you this. I used to get picked on in school, right? And I used to get picked on because, one, I'm lighter skinned compared to the people I was down there living with now in Mississippi, coming from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm getting picked on because I'm light skinned. I'm getting picked on because I speak like proper English to them. Like, we speak proper English to them. So I'm going to get picked on because of that. And then when you're different going somewhere else, like, girls like you for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people pick up on that. But then, like, they was extra hard on me and, you know, went out their way to make people not like me. And when you get picked on, you know what I'm saying, you kind of lose that likability. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I couldn't, this is, I am light skinned compared to dark skinned motherfucker. All right. But they've been in the sun all their life. They dark. I'm light. All right. So that's how that go. That's how that went. That's what the rules was. I didn't make the rules. That's what the rules was. But this person, right, it was this bad, right? Now, I'm getting picked on. I'm getting jumped all the time. Now, this is how I learned how to fight. And I learned how to fight by accident. I'm going to tell you now. Because I got jumped all the time as a fucking child. Everybody just jumped me like this was the thing to do. You know what I'm saying? We have a bathroom break at school. You know, come in the bathroom, they turn the lights off, try to jump my ass. I don't know what kind of game this is, but who made it up? But when I find their ass, this affected me later in life, I'm to tell you. But this was the type of person this lady was, right? I couldn't even defend myself. If I got into a fight, it don't matter if I was being picked on or bullied. If I got into a fight, or got suspended or anything, I got my ass beat. So I had to just let motherfuckers pick on me. I literally had to take ass whoopings and get jumped every day because I can't fight back. I can't defend my goddamn self. Now, mind you, her son, I had the goddamn Steve Urkel fucking sibling over here. This motherfucker was literally like Steve Urkel. He had thick ass glasses. He was frail, fragile, sensitive, all that shit. So I had to protect this motherfucker. He had to get protected. I had to get my ass whooped. Now, he go to start activism where I can't do shit for myself, but I have to do something for another motherfucker. I'm grown in a bitch still doing the same shit. But this is why. So it came to a point where, you know, again, I came there when I was 4. And I turned 13. And when I turned 13 and I made my mind up, right? Now, mind you, this is how the universe works and how life works. Around this time, around my 13 era, when I made my mind up, and then I think this happened prior, so this is what helped me make my mind up. They was getting divorced, right? There was a divorce going on. So like, yeah, this is my house, get your ass on. So she moved out, you know what I'm saying? And I stayed with him, right? But she would always come back to the house. She would always find a fucking way to come back over there, tell me what the fuck to do. You know, shout orders every motherfucking where, and then leave and go back to their goddamn city, where the fuck they were staying there, right? So I put up with that shit, but it was fine for me because the abuse wasn't all the time. Like, this motherfucker gone, yeah, she come in this bitch every now and then and yell and tell me what the fuck to do, but I'll settle for that. This is kind of nice. One day, she picked us up to take me to school. And she had a friend that his son went to the same school I did, so she gave this little boy a ride with me. So we sitting in the back seat, she driving, of course, and her son is in the passenger seat or next to me. I can't remember. But she was talking to me about cutting the grass, right? Now, mind you, I'm 13 now. I done already said to myself that 13 is the magic number, bitch. At this point, I don't know whether you know it or not. I ain't said to you, but you better have telepathy around this motherfucker because I done already told somebody. So she talking to me about cutting the goddamn grass as if I don't fucking know the grass need to be cut at 8 o'clock in the fucking morning. Right? Just another reason to just talk to me and tell me to do some shit, right? So I think I said yes or something. I think I said yes without saying yes, ma'am. Now, anybody who knows me know I say yes, ma'am, and yes, sir all the time, right? This is part of it, because I had to. You know what I'm saying? Southern growing up, you called everybody sir or ma'am. I guess this day, I didn't. So, I got Cat Williams backhand pimp slap. Whoosh. Right? Now, bitch, I done answered you. I told you, you said you cut the grass. I said yes. It don't matter that I left a word off that motherfucker or not, bitch. The bitch slapped me. All right? In front of company at that. So at that point, promise activated, motherfucker. Motherfucker went to wind up and try again, like Aaliyah. Oh no, bitch, this is Matrix. I caught the bullet, caught that motherfucking wrist. If thou attempts to touch it me again, lady, we about to fight. And that was the day I was not playing any arcades that day. I was serious as fuck. Now you done slapped me in front of this little goddamn boy over some goddamn grass, bitch. I didn't call her out her name. I'm telling the story now that I'm grown. I can cuss. But the bitch slapped me over some fucking uncut grass. And at that point, it was over with. So, that day, I made it known to her, out loud, I can do some shit. You see, I done caught your hand. Mid-slap, I done caught that motherfucker. So that should tell you something. 13, I got some superpowers, bitch. Calm your ass down. And don't try it again. So that was the day. So in relation to this goddamn story, I understand the little goddamn girl. You sit here fucking with me, you been fucking with me all my goddamn life. And now you want to do it in front of people. Hell no. For all you abusive ass fucking parents that try to do shit to your kids in front of people and front them off and all the other weird ass shit. That shit is weird. Quit doing that shit to your fucking kids. You know, we have to find other ways, you know, just hitting the motherfucker every time that's not discipline. Just like everybody don't need to go to jail, everybody don't need their ass whooped either. Because it's motherfuckers who get their ass whooped who that don't teach them a goddamn thing. You know, it's different strokes for different goddamn folks. You know, but that I'm gonna tell y'all that day. Once I defeated the boss, motherfucker. Everybody who, and I'm grown. I can say this now. There's 2 times in my life. Now I ain't the shoot up the school type, right? Now, I keep telling these motherfuckers they accuse me of whatever the fuck they want to accuse me of. But let me tell you how I operate. And I've done so as a kid, since a kid. Once I did that to her, there was a list wrote out of all the kids who had formerly jumped my ass at school. This is how I ended up back in Milwaukee. And I swear to God, I wish if I had not done this, I would have a different life. This literally changed the path of my life. Motherfucker. Once I got to go ahead to fuck people up who's fucking with me, I wrote a whole list of all the former motherfuckers who jumped my ass or did something to me. I wrote a list of their ass. I most definitely did, but I'm not shooting you. No. Mm-mm. Oh, you like to fight, huh? Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna catch every last one of you motherfuckers at Lucy's. Everybody's gonna get caught as a Lucy. If I catch you Lucying around by yourself, I'm beating your ass. Is the pact that I made on that day. And the ass whoopings at school commenced. Every time I went to school. I was whooping somebody's motherfucking ass. One by one, motherfucker. I was getting so many suspensions. I was getting suspended. Fresh off the suspension, I caught the next motherfucker. They didn't know what the fuck was going on. What is wrong with this boy? Oh, you gonna find out. When there's a bunch of motherfuckers walking around here with lumps on their fucking head, you gonna know what the fuck happened. My motherfucking uncle found out. Nigga found out I had like 38 suspensions and shit. He didn't know what the fuck was my problem. He's like, this motherfucker's crazy. So he thought that I was gonna be like, you know, a troublemaker, like in trouble or some shit. And to save my life, this nigga sent me back to Milwaukee. That didn't save my life, uncle. You actually just threw me in the worst frying pan, motherfucker. Your ass threw me from boiling water to boiling grease in an attempt to save my life. What you did was, oh shit. Yeah. Next thing I knew, like a week later, I was on the goddamn train to this motherfucker. And this is how Vaun is before you today. Oh yeah, man, look. This is why I love to fight. You fucking with people? Oh, you fucking with people, huh? Oh, okay. All right. It was fun while it lasted. I got a couple of them motherfuckers. And listen, this the fucked up part. I was grown. Listen, when I graduated high school, right, my uncle asked me to come back and work for him. Do you not know that I still had that list? I was looking, I promise y'all, I had every name that I didn't get off that list. I was finna unpause my search. Let me see any of these motherfuckers while I'm back down here. Oh, we's grown now. We is alive and well. And if your ass is not deceased, or have not moved on in the vicinity of the where I can see your ass, your ass is, you in for a 15-year ass whooping. I'm motherfucking terrible, dude. I know you can't fuck with me, man. Fuck with me if you want to. You gonna get got. I don't need the gun, fire, none of that shit. I'm getting my lick back. I'm just telling y'all what's wrong. This is what's wrong with me. This shit. And it all started with motherfuckers being abusive. But yeah. I'm looking at this video of this I'm looking at this video of this girl going off on her mama. She didn't really punch her mama. She, she's one of them people where I guess she just lost it and then she like ran up on her and threw her jacket at her. She didn't hit the goddamn woman. But I still see what's wrong in that. But I also, see when people are talking about the child and their reaction to being mentally fucked with. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people who, their parents call them bitches and hoes and slap the fuck out them, mistreat them. Like it, and part of my comment was, I've noticed, a lot of people, watching how other people raise their kids. Sometimes somebody has a particular child that they fuck with, that they don't like, or that they just mistreat for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. I'm not in people's head. I don't know why they do it. But there are people who do that shit. And when that child grows up, they remember that shit. They remember being mistreated. Everybody else got treated good. And they ass got mistreated and they don't understand fucking why. And then everybody, again, like when you do shit to people and then you like act like you approach them like, what's the problem? Like that should be additionally fucking offensive, So I get it, like, but yeah, it's weirdo shit. It's weirdo shit, but it's shit that people do, and it, maybe somebody treated them like that. I don't fucking know. Maybe they had a problem with the kid's dad. We got people who have a problem with a child's dad and take it out on the child. You know what I'm saying? Like there are weirdo ass people like that. I say all that to say, you know what I'm saying? When I look at these young people and the shit that they doing. Some of them, of course, are just they trying to be cool. Some of them trying to be cool, and them the little dudes who was out here in the streets when I was, who had mamas and motherfuckers taking care of them. I didn't respect them. The fuck you doing out here? Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I don't have no fucking where to go. You got a warm house. You got Jordans on. You fuck you out here for? You know what I'm saying? There are kids who just want to be fast or want to be cool or whatever the case may be, and they out here doing shit. But then you got these kids who something is wrong with them. And the shit that they're doing is telling everybody else that something is wrong with me. And one of the experiences I've had being around these kids is a lot of times they will fucking tell you what's wrong with them. They'll tell you what's going on with them. They'll tell you what they need. They'll tell you what they want. But it's also been a long time of people telling people what the problem is and nobody listening to them. Which is why I go out of my way to be empathetic to people and try to figure out which type of person you are. Are you just a motherfucker who out here, and you think this shit you're doing cool and you don't have to do the shit? Or are you somebody who's going through some type of pain or misfortune in your life and you don't got nobody, who's telling you or, treating you right, at home, and you don't want to be at home because this is happening or that's going on or this, like, nobody is sitting down. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody, because I hate when people do that, to say this ain't happening or that ain't happening and you don't really know. You know what I'm saying? There's always somebody somewhere asking the questions that we think nobody is asking. Somebody has asked the fucking question already, but did the person who heard the answer listen? What did they do about what they heard? Is the point. Some of these fucking adults need counseling and help the same as some of these motherfucking kids. That my thing is I don't like bullies. I don't like people and again, this explains my personality. I don't like people that take advantage of people. I don't like that shit. I don't like bullies. I don't like none of that shit. Yeah, like parenting classes are like basic, like because one size don't fit all. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes down to the person that you are. You know what I'm saying, and the situation that you're dealing with, right? Because let's say you a parent with a special needs kid, or a parent with a kid who got up sit in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying, or a parent with a kid, like, you know, there's different situations where you cannot approach that child the same way that you would approach another child. So a parenting class and parenting skills like that teaches you the basics of what to do and not to do. The thing is, people need to self assess, whether you're talking about parenting or relationships. Period. You know, I take a lot of time in self assessing and figuring out what the fuck is wrong with me, why I am the way that I am, what triggers me. I know all this shit. And the way that I get around it is I will flat out tell somebody, this is how I am, this is the shit that I don't fucking like, this is what I'm accepting, this is what I ain't. If you ain't following these motherfucking guidelines or ready to, you know what I'm saying, be to not necessarily cater or understand that, then this probably ain't the ride for you, fam. You know, it's just certain shit that, you know, some people can't take. You know, and people don't self-assess. People tell themselves that there's nothing wrong with them. And then they go out into the world and they want to tell other people their standard of how they want them to be, but then they want to stay stuck in how they are and then deny that they like that. Yeah, you an angry, mean, pissed off motherfucker who just take it out on everybody. That's probably something that you need to understand about yourself so you can work on that. I've known people who have bad attitudes to everybody. They just mean to every motherfucking body. You know what I'm saying? Now imagine being in a relationship with somebody who just fucking mean all the goddamn time. You know, usually we look at older people like that, like, this is an old mean motherfucker. No, there's some young motherfuckers who like that too. They used to call them honorary. Ain't that what old people call each other, honorary? I don't know what the fuck that means. But there's some young honorary motherfuckers around here. There's some middle-aged honorary motherfuckers around here that don't think that they honorary. You know? People need to self-assess, and people need to know who they are before you try to demand somebody else be a certain kind of way. That's the problem with, like I said, relationships is, you know, people try to dictate how the other person needs to be, and they ain't begun to fucking deal with the shit that they have going on with them. That's not healthy. It's not healthy at fucking all. You know what I'm saying? I know that I can be an asshole. I most definitely can be. If I feel like somebody has been an asshole to me, or if I tell you something and you disregard what the fuck I said, then I'm going to be an asshole at this point, and I kind of don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that I understand about myself, and that's why in certain situations you will see me be confrontational. I only like being confrontational when I intend to be. If I'm not trying to be confrontational with you, just leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? I know that about myself. And so a lot of stuff, while I run to some fires I will run the fuck away from. I will be very intentional about running the fuck away from them, because I would rather not go there with a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an understanding of myself that I try to have. And so I don't, mess up relationships, or, have nobody misunderstand who I am or the reasons for why I'm finna act like this with you. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people aren't there yet. But I just wanted to put that out there. And again, like, there needs to be a conversation with young people about this very thing. Like the why. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Why is your perspective on life and the shit that you're doing the way that it is? And sometimes they got to be had one-on-one. Sometimes they can be had in a group. but they need to hear this shit out loud, because these young people talk to each other about their problems. They tell each other every fucking thing. That's why they be so deep when they think they friends, and then they be so polar when they fall out of friendship, because they feel like don't nobody fucking love them. And the people who do, whether that be some dude or some girl or somebody that's their friend, they dive in that shit. And then when something goes wrong, it's like the extreme, now you my fucking enemy. Like 1,000% my enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why their relationships work the way that they work. And people don't understand that. And again, I'm part of the generation that got to see the transition and the difference in the old versus the new. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I understand it and I get it, and I'm more empathetic toward it. That don't mean I'm tolerant of it or I'll turn a blind eye to it. It just means that I look at it from a different perspective, because I can relate to a lot of the shit. I used to beat people to fuck up because, one, that's a mechanism of defense. Two, it was my only real outlet. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a fight, you supposed to be angry and be destructive. You know what I'm saying? And instead of just doing shit that kids do, you know what I'm saying? Like, I look and see, like, people playing point them out, knock them out. Like, some people just make a game out that shit, right? But for me, that wasn't no game. That was an opportunity to hit a motherfucker. Like, you been hit all your motherfucking life. Sometimes you want to hit shit. You know what I'm saying? Peace, cuzzo. You know what I mean? Sometimes you want to hit shit. You know? And all the shit that I did wrong in my life, like, I fucking knew that shit was wrong. Like, knew the shit was fucking wrong. And I didn't really necessarily want to do it. But again, self-assessment. Understanding the shit that happened to me, it literally had to come to a point in my fucking life where I see myself perpetrating some of the same shit that I'm mad about. Some of the shit that happened to me, I see myself turning into that in a sense. Like, even though I wasn't, I felt like I was. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to turn the switch on a lot of shit. But it became easier once you sit there and self-assess and process, what the fuck am I doing like that? Like, it was a lot of shit that I was doing. Like, but those mechanisms become who you are. And then you start to like right now, one of my biggest, what's good? Hey, did you, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Did that situation get handled with you? You, who I just waved at. Did your situation get taken care of? And let me say this while I'm on here. I apologize, like, to a lot of people, because, like I said, dude, it's been so much going on. I cannot retain information the same way. Like, it's easy for me to forget stuff or to lose track. So blame my heart, my mind, and not my heart. That's why as soon as I saw your name, that's what made me ask. But yes, I'm talking to you. Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because I know that was a serious situation, and I know I put something in motion, but I literally forgot about it, honestly. But glad to hear. Yeah, we need to fucking self-assess. Every person needs to sit the fuck down and self-assess. Like, sit down, get a piece of paper, put 2 lines, put a line in between it. On this side, write down all the shit that you think or that you've ever been told is wrong with your personality, that people like or dislike about you. Write the good shit and the bad shit. And be honest with yourself. Circle the shit that you agree with and be honest, nigga. The shit that you think is wrong with you and the shit that people say is wrong with you or don't like about you, be honest about which of that shit that you want to fucking start working on and turn it around. Oh, hell. That's what everybody needs to do. And you need to be intentional about that. And it has to be a literal, like, you have to be conscious as fuck. Like, if you know you a person that snap on people all the time, as soon as you start to see yourself go there, you need to instantly be like, you know what? Nope, I ain't finna do that. This is literally. Let me tell y'all something about me. They used to call me Bet, right? Because it didn't take much for me to take off on a motherfucker. Like you can't look at me wrong, can't call me no names, like disrespect me, none of that. Or I'm taking, or you gonna be on the ground. You're not gonna know why you on the ground, or you might know, but it's gonna be too late. But once I self-assessed and I started to end up in them same situations, I could tell myself before I even act like, you know, I'm good. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna take off on this motherfucker. Like now, like you can call me all the names you want to. You can. I've even had a motherfucker like circle around me, nigga. Close fucking contact. Now, typically, I have a rule. In general, I have a rule that if we on some, is there some type of beef or some shit, you cannot come within distance for me to touch your ass. If you come within, I call it the if you ever been to House of Corrections, call it the motherfucking red line law, motherfucker. If your ass come within this goddamn red line, you get taken down. All right. Right. That was my rule. But I've gotten to a point where I can break that rule. Because a motherfucker could walk up on you and ain't finna do shit. You know what I mean? So I don't have to knock this motherfucker out unnecessarily. You know what I'm saying? So there was a switch I had to fucking hit. You know? And that took a lot of motherfucking shit. It still do. Like, so I'm telling you right now that if motherfucker come in my vicinity, that rule is on my mind. I'm still thinking about it. So if you circling around me and you within my red line, you better tread lightly, motherfucker. You better be wearing slippers with motherfucking made out of rose petals. Cause the first one goddamn step you take, I'm gonna uppercut your ass to the next level. Whoopsie! Anyway, I just wanted to talk about the goddamn shit, alright? I know some people got their own stories of abuse. Mine wasn't necessarily that bad. Like, well, I can't say it's that bad. I'm a boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the like measurements of abuse are. I know a lot of shit, like, I ain't get burnt with no cigarettes or no dumbass shit like that. Like, I ain't get, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just got whooped all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? The extension cords, the welts, motherfucker welts with blood, motherfucker, you know, switches. Yeah, down south, the switch treatment. Motherfucker, new age slavery shit. What the fuck? They're gonna made a motherfucking whip out the goddamn tree, gonna whoop me with it. My name ain't Toby, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Shoes, smacks. You know, some motherfucker got done worse though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about no willow tree. I'm just gonna assume that's like a extra level of whoopage that I didn't experience. For me, it was regular switches. No, switches ain't regular. Cause you know, some trees got the like wood that like whoosh, and then they break. You know what I'm saying? This is like, this shit had bendage. Like that motherfucker had good elasticity. Oh yeah, man, listen. But again, I understood as a kid, if I did some shit wrong and I got a whooping, I understand that. Even though I'm not really the whooping kind. You know what I'm saying? When I had kids, I definitely wouldn't like, I'm not really I'm the dad that's like, motherfucker, this should be enough. You see me looking, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? My kids be like, yep, I see it. I don't know. I ain't getting no soggy ass whoopers. I don't know nothing about being wet. See, people just come up with all type of extra hurting rules to the whooping. Listen, that take this guy. You know, some people just need to self-assess. Why would you want to make a motherfucker soggy before you whoop them to make it hurt more? It already hurt. Whoopings already hurt people. We're gonna put water on the whooping. Love you too, cuzzo. Motherfuckers, y'all bogus. Y'all bogus as hell out here. Whoop on it. Man, listen. Slavery, motherfucker, had done a number on our fucking people. Motherfuckers don't even know. They don't even know that's why they doing it. They doing slavery whoopings on y'all ass. We need to quit doing that shit to our kids, man. Because again, I know people will say that these kids need their ass beat. I'm pretty sure most of these kids ain't got their ass whooped before. That shit didn't help, and it didn't stop shit that they're doing. Especially once a fucking kid becomes a teenager and becomes like big enough, or again, it happened to me, motherfucker. 13, I just felt like pop out with the spinach, motherfucker. Like, that's a period that a fucking child gets to at some point. That don't mean that they necessarily gonna challenge their mom or their dad, but boys usually do that. They challenge every motherfucking body. That's a fucking transition into adulthood. Like, girls do it too. At some point, they want to challenge their mama. You know what I'm saying? And it may not even turn out that way all the time. Some people, had a decent upbringing. They didn't get into no trouble. They didn't really feel no type of way about their mama. Like, some kids go through their whole motherfucking experience of kiddage and don't get no whoopings. None. Some motherfuckers just good ass motherfucking kids. Been good all their goddamn life. Good for them. But how do we break these fucking cycles that we can help and change some of the shit that we can change? So motherfucker don't need no goddamn therapist or no motherfucking, medicine and all this other shit. Listen. I had standards, my goddamn self. I went to a private Catholic school where they will paddle your ass. No, you're not paddling a goddamn thing. You're going to call somebody that I fucking know and live with, and they gonna give me the goddamn whooping, all right? I don't lend my ass to another motherfucker to do something too. No. And I listen, I was just, the spirits covered me, as they do now. Because I'm going to tell y'all, the shit I just said is real. It's very real. And you know what else is real? Our motherfucking principal, who, this motherfucker was weird to the bitch. Always want to whoop some motherfucker body and take you into office and shit. No. Come to find out, this motherfucker, one of the goddamn Catholic priests that's been touching on kids and shit. I'm so glad I was one of them kids like, fuck you, call my goddamn parents. I'm not going to that room. You ain't finna paddle shit. I'm sorry. I got told I was grown in the motherfucker when the motherfucker called me like, hey man, the goddamn principal got one of them cases. Oh, does he? Well, my motherfucking antenna worked good in the motherfucker as a kid. Because I was not going. Paddle me if you fucking want to. Look. Hey, some people send their kids to schools that do that shit. I don't know. And we also got to understand we live in different times. Like, shit that used to work, ain't necessarily what's going to work now. It's a little bit different. You might have to approach it a little bit different. And I just know I dodged a lot of motherfucking bullets. I dodged a lot of motherfucking. That was a shotgun blast I fucking dodged. This motherfucker, they tell me, the principal's in there raping them boys. Oh, was he? Yeah, you ain't even take me in no goddamn lair. Fuck this school. Hey, listen, I went to that school till I was in 7th grade. My 8th grade year, I went to a public school for 1 year. Because I had enough. And you keep trying to whoop me, motherfucker. I'm not going. I told you for 7 years I'm not going in the room. Why do you keep trying to get me in there? Motherfucker had a goddamn plot for my ass. Fuck you. I'm not in the goddamn store. Then my uncle go call me. Oh, my uncle is funny. Oh, listen. I would say this, but I'm not, I'm not gonna say it. He is too funny. Oh, listen. The goddamn pastor, I said pastor, priest. Motherfucking name was Father Paul. I've been trying to Google the shit out that motherfucker. Like, Father Paul. You know how many fucking Father Pauls it is? Father Paul abuses kids. I don't fucking know. This is, if I could draw this motherfucker. Yeah, dude was a case waiting to happen. He just looked, I don't know who gave this motherfucker a school. Motherfucker won't give me a school, but give one to Father Paul. Right. Motherfuckers. Yo, something wrong with people. Father Paul looked like he should not have owned a school. I was a kid and I knew better. How fuck grown people didn't know better enough. Now somebody goddamn son walk around, several sons walk around this motherfucker, bucked up. Because of Father goddamn Paul. I went to, remember my cousin I told you about with the glasses? Father Paul glasses was worse than his. This nigga couldn't even see. This motherfucker had, that nigga glasses look like swimming goggles. You ever seen kids swimming goggles? That motherfucker regular glasses looking like swimming goggles. I don't trust nobody who look like that. I'm sorry. This is why my grades are high. My intelligence tells me that anybody that wears glasses like that, with the haircut he had, was not to be trusted. And I was right. I got these motherfucking glasses could see through people's clothes or something. This freaky ass motherfucking pastor. Them glasses was X-ray. There's no reason that them glasses been that goddamn thick. With regular, no, that's not just glass in there. There's some type of chip or something in that motherfucker. Oh my God, he got that microchip in his glasses. I don't know, man. I just know that I was not a victim of that shit. I bet you that. Not that kind of abuse. Not from him. No sirree. Bob, Paul, whatever. I'm just saying, we don't know what's wrong with people, no matter what their age is. So, and I want to show y'all this video. It's kind of long because dude is on here like he giving his own commentary and shit. Oh shit! But I kind of hold on.
When he gotta go to the doctor. Beat my ass. Beat me, dress.
Look, okay, check this out.
I've never seen a haircut like this. Shit. You never seen a cut.
Now I just skipped a bunch of it.
Shit. Precious. Clean up the house.
So you hear her. Now I done skipped some of it. We like 3 minutes into it. This is, it's like she hit her mama on Facebook Live in front of the other kids. Then they boxed, right? So I just skipped almost 4 minutes of it. You hear her say, "Precious, clean the dishes." And if you didn't hear, she said, "Ma, I am cleaning the dishes. You keep telling me to do stuff, and I'm doing what you told me to do." And I think I want to say that she already noticed that she was on live, and she said, "Oh, you on live." She already walked off and started trying to do some of the stuff her mama said, right? But she keep calling her and keep telling her to do the same shit over and over. She telling her, "Please stop." No, this is another kid. The mama is getting her hair done. Now she telling her to clean the stove off.
Join in. Come on, get this stuff up on your stomach. Up on you. Damn, this shit from you. Stop telling me to leave you alone, Precious, because you're not listening to me. Beat my ass. Beat me, Precious. Beat me, nigga.
Going down up in there, ain't
She didn't hit me.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to skip it to where you can now hear. Cause then even after this, she gonna follow her around the house.
That bitch really fucking hit me.
She's still on live.
I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I'll beat that. No. Sit down. No, I'm not gonna.
Hold on, it's so much goddamn holler for me, goddamn. Hold on, y'all. And you can tell all the time. Right? Some type of don't put yourself use a child. Speak life into your children. And
Bitch! I bet you won't touch me no more. Stupid bitch! Touch me again. Bet you won't touch me no more. Bet you won't touch me no more. I bet you won't touch me no more.
she will.
Bitch!
Say yes, she will.
Bet you won't put your hand on me no.
It's sad that the damn kids gotta say, stop, mama. You know what I'm saying? Stop. This ain't what's up, bro. It's supposed to be some type of structure up in that house. It need to be a man up in there, and I mean a real man.
Yeah. So, that was the girl in the red hoodie. And again, no, this ain't Milwaukee. I don't know where this is from. I think this video is even. Well, it's recent. It's December. It's December 12th of. Well, no, this. Yeah, okay, because I did just watch this recently. So it's a recent video. It happened on their Facebook Live. He took it off their live and he just did like a what they call these, where you commentary on the video. But yeah, I just, people are of course saying the little girl shouldn't have did what she did, but as you heard and saw, you know what I'm saying, like, you cannot pick at kids like that. You cannot do that, especially a girl that you probably do this to her all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, she probably feel, and clearly she ain't talking to the other kids like that. She went live and immediately started talking to this little girl, like this specific girl. She keeps saying her name, tell her to do one thing while she doing that. She keep telling her to do this and then do that and then do that. That's picking, fam. That's picking. And again, I'm not excusing the little girl, how she reacted to it, but like I said, I was in that situation, and you cannot just treat people any kind. See, this is literally again why I became an activist, because I was like that as a kid. You cannot treat me any kind of way, talk to me any kind of way, do me any kind of way because you are a police officer, a motherfucking mama, auntie, teacher, principal. I don't give a fuck. You mistreat me, your ass is nobody to me. We on the same equality, motherfucker. And you are about to learn right, because you need some correcting. I was one of them kids, and they thought there was something wrong with me. They tried to make me take counseling and shit. I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with me. People be fucking with me. It was 2 + 2 ain't 5, teacher. I don't give a fuck. You not finna tell me that it is. I'm gonna be mad you smarter than them or whatever the case. Like, and then you want to give me counsel like it's something wrong with me. No, it's not. Nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with this motherfucker. I know what it is to be a kid. That motherfucker just, even in high school, right? There's for some reason like an unspoken thing that the fucking kid is always wrong. Like there's a thing. Even when you're in the right, they still will do something to you to spare the fucking teacher. I don't understand that shit. I don't get it. And again, this is, when they talk about the school to prison pipeline, a lot of this shit, man, really is, it's literally like training and getting people mentally prepared or mentally like to experience what it is to be fucking ruled over. Like to not have control over your fucking life, for another motherfucker to be able to dictate to you what's reality and what's not, and you can't do shit about it. That's literally how all of this shit can be for different people. Like that experience is like literally imposed on certain people, and it's unfortunate. Like again, like I kind of feel bad for this generation because they have they fucking legs taken out from under them. They're at a point in history where they're not teaching them shit about themselves. They're not teaching them history. They're not even teaching them. They don't even want them to know about racism. They are literally teaching the world right now that regardless of all this shit that we're seeing, that there are no racists. Nobody is oppressing them. Nobody is holding them back. Meanwhile, we seeing stories on the news of black families who have to get somebody white to sell a house for them to get a fair fucking price. How are you? I don't understand. Our kids are really in bad shape from all type of ways. From all type of ways. I was able to maneuver through this earth because, the knowledge that I had, I was able to apply that. But when you have knowledge that is being hidden and taken away from you and in denial, that puts you at a fucking, because who was that said, the more you learn or know, the harder it is to trick you or some shit. I can't remember the exact quote, but that's facts. People who are ignorant are the people who get preyed upon. They count on us not knowing. They count on us never learning. And this ain't no different than back when it was illegal to learn how to read, because they knew as long as you didn't know what the fuck you was talking about, they could put a sign that gave you the answer. You can't read the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So you at a disadvantage. If I give a kid right now, if you give a kid $100 bill, some kids know what money is now. Like it's kind of a little different. But like back then, like you can give a kid $100, they will know what the fuck that is, because they don't know how to count to 100. They don't know that this number represents 100 and what that actually means. So if that kid go buy a goddamn pack of now laters and get a whole $100 away, that ain't the motherfucking, well, it is the kid's fault, because you shouldn't be a kid who don't understand what $100 is. That's how the rest of the world is doing us. That's literally how the rest of the world is doing us. And y'all know right now, if any little kid walk in the goddamn store and buy some shit, it's still motherfuckers who won't get them they change. It's still some motherfuckers like that. I think most people will, most of these stores, if they go in and overspend, a motherfucker won't get them they change back. But they want us to think from a premise now. Those of us who older, who know better, because, and then they're telling the middle-aged people, because honestly, the older people, they done had it. They done been through a lot of shit. They just want to live in peace. They don't want to rock no boat. They don't want to make no noise. So they kind of just left us in the fight. Like, I lived my life. I done did that. It's y'all go ahead. Y'all got it. And then they making the middle age people, or this generation now, that's in the middle bracket. They making us kind of do the same thing. Like it's like how they said that they dangle welfare or W-2 in front of women and gave them a choice like, you can get this little money or you can have dude. Like, what you gonna take? So now they just treat us all like that. You can have this, this, and this, or you can be with that black shit and ask for your rights and all the other shit. You got to go to work and get mistreated and can't say nothing or fix shit. Like, you got to know this shit fucked up and you got to deal with it in order to get by. And a lot of us do it. I ain't gonna say me. Hell no, not me. But a lot of people do it. I went to a fucking training and it specifically talked about self-interest. And this is why I end up in a lot of shit that I end up, because I do not think in a self-interest lens. I really don't. Because I am not on this earth by myself. And for people, and I know, people talk about self-care, and I've had people tell me, when you get money, make sure you like take some for yourself, like put something up for yourself, like, and a lot of these corporations, shit, they take most of it for their fucking self and give and only use for what it's for, like a little. You know what I'm saying? So I had people who come at me with that lens, like, this is how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to enrich yourself and then, you know what I'm saying, get some of it away, but then just keep yourself straight. That's kind of not the lens that I think out of, which why I end up in a lot of fucking predicaments. But the world continues to teach us toxic ways of thinking and going about life and how to deal with one another. That is the very premise, and people act like they can't understand why black people are so fractured like this. Honestly, the way the shit is going and happening and set up, it definitely ain't conducive to us being okay and having a healthy, normal. Again, there has been no normal for black people in this country ever. There's never been anything normal about living in this motherfucker. And until people recognize that, and again, you cannot get yourself out of a problem without first admitting that there is one. And this motherfucker just refuses to fucking say that they are what they are. They are racist ass, about they self-interest, conniving, scheming, scamming, manipulative fucking nation. A murderous fucking nation. They still fucking executing people that they know ain't guilty. They'll still execute your ass. And this is like the basic, like some of the most basic shit. You know that in this country, there are states where marijuana is legal. Meanwhile, you still have people incarcerated for marijuana. This is why it depends on who your fucking leader is and the type of people who are in leadership, because that's an easy fucking fix. Weed is legal anywhere in this moment. We the United States, right? Like, so if it's legal somewhere over here, then maybe we should just mandate it that it be legal. It's on a wave to becoming legal in more and more places. Let's just fucking make it legal. Of course they don't want it. Of course they don't want it legalized. They want to be able to lock people up off of shit that is common fucking sense that it shouldn't be illegal no fucking more. Fucking liquor was illegal. Liquor was fucking illegal. Liquor was illegal at one point. Again, if you don't know where you came from, then you have no idea where you're going. And the history that they give us and the lens that they give it to us, it's not conducive for people to break these cycles. They don't even know where the fucking cycle started. They don't even know who the fuck came up with switches. Why are we whipping children when our ancestors got whipped? And there was nothing cool about that. So why are we in tune using this as the base means of how we discipline each other? It's a running joke. It's a like open running joke that white people don't discipline their kids. Not the way that we do. And nobody is sitting no motherfucking where on no goddamn stoop begging and demanding white people whoop their fucking kids. No matter how much shit they shoot up, no matter how entitled they go around as like nobody's fucking sitting on no goddamn perch mandating that white people whoop their kids. But it's like a common conversation that anytime something happens with any of our children, it's like beat their ass. Why the mama ain't beating their ass? And then when you whoop them, that's abuse. Again, man. We just talking. I don't know what is going on with this goddamn thing. This shit is crazy. This motherfucker been on 22 viewers for since I've been on here. That's interesting. It has not changed from 22. But man, I'm going all off topic and all this other shit. But yeah. If y'all want me to cover some topics or I'm gonna have to find somebody. Maybe we can do these on Zoom. That way, more than one person can chime in. I want to have a conversation with some mothers. You know what I'm saying? Some mothers, and we can do it on Zoom. Some mothers who have issues with their daughters. Some fathers. You know what I'm saying? Get some perspective from some fathers. Some fathers who are and are not in their kid life. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to have conversation, man, about this shit. Because again, cycle breakers is a real thing. That's something that I championed this year. That we need to break side, and I want to give homage where it's due. That Baba Anthony Courtney is where I got the concept from. He had a discussion with men and boys. It was some elders in there. It was some middle-aged men in there, and there was some young kids in there. And we talked about, the topic was, did we or did we not have our fathers in our lives growing up? And how do we feel that has affected us? And that was a powerful conversation to hear, because, of course, men, we don't talk like that, especially about no emotional, sensitive shit like that. And for those different generations to share that conversation and our perspectives and experiences, to me was very dope. And it was one of the greatest conversations I've ever been a part of. And I think more men and boys need to be involved in that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times people do think that it's just them, that nobody experienced what they went through, or that nobody understand. You know what I'm saying? And when you start to hear somebody else's story and be like, you know what? I ain't by myself. You know what I'm saying? Somebody do understand. That helps people get through and get over, or start the process with a lot of stuff that's going on with them, you know, and in particular for our men and boys. You know what I mean? But yeah, Google Meet is free. She said that, but are limited. We'll figure out a platform where we can have a mass conversation. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to find somebody and then start like a series of cycle breaker conversations. Again, I was looking to have this conversation with parents and kids and teenagers surrounding crime and stolen cars and all this shit, but that could be, as well, that could still be done. But it's a lot of conversations we need to have. You know what I'm saying? Zoom is only limited if you do not have a paid account. Which is the only reason why I'm not using it, because I don't have a paid account. And so with a paid account, you can stream on Facebook and all these other places, and it don't have a time limit, I think. I don't have a paid Zoom account. If anybody has one and would like to, offer it for us to have a conversation on, that would be extremely helpful. Again, I'm just trying to kill some time, man, and keep engaging people until my main page is out of Facebook jail. So. But I appreciate y'all tapping in. I am going to rip this and put it on my YouTube page. Hopefully this was insightful for y'all. But I like I said, man, I try to share stuff about, my past, so that people, like, for some reason, I don't know, man, people like approach me like I'm not a regular person. Like I don't know, like I came from, I don't know what the fuck be going. I'm like, fam, like I'm regular. Like I'm not a superstar. I ain't come down here from Beverly Hills. I'm off Burleigh. Well, what don't people understand about that? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I be trying to, like, I ain't, like Carlton or no shit like that. Like, I don't know why people approach me so weird. I don't know. So, a lot of this stuff is just to get people to understand that this is I do this work because I'm from this work. I understand people and their issues because I've been through their issues. I still deal with a lot of shit, so I know how to maneuver through it, and I know where people be at. So that's just a strength that I have, that a person who just went to college and think they're a social worker or know how to connect with people, it ain't necessarily that. Again, the people closest to the problems are closest to the solution. No, I didn't mean that, Carlton. I didn't mean that, Carlton. I meant Carlton off of Fresh Prince. For clarity. Y'all funny. But anyway, I'm gonna tap off of here. Thank you for listening. I hope this was, and again, man, some parents should watch this. That whole scenario that I played, and discuss that with their kid. That should be something, and I'll try to provide that link. Matter of fact, it may let me do it. I don't think it's gonna let me do it if I end this live. I'm gonna try to provide the link to that YouTube video. If you want to, just ask for it in the comments, and if it won't let me add it into because I'm still in Facebook jail technically. So if I end this live, it's not gonna let me edit the description. So, but yeah, I think people should watch these different situations and assess it with one another. Hopefully, I'll talk about that later. But yeah, 2022 is coming, and we got a lot of work to do. We're looking to revamp and bring some things back, and get it together, man. We got work to do. So much love, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Thanking y'all for tapping in and tuning in. Love, man. Y'all be safe out there. It's almost 10 o'clock. Check in on your people. Make sure everybody get in home safe. That would be dope at some point. Oh, well, I will be starting a podcast sometime soon. I'm assuming early next year. A separate podcast with some other folks, additional to the Activist and Advocacy podcast. So that one is more. You'll know about it when it comes up. But I just want y'all. I do have another podcast that will be coming soon. And then I also still have the Activist and Advocacy podcast. So I'm gonna have a lot of content coming y'all way. But yeah, man, much love, man. I appreciate y'all. Please, please, please do not forget the gift drive. Please continue to push that. We got, what's today? Today is the 16th. We got about a week left. And we are nowhere near our goal. I appreciate everybody who's been supporting, who's been donating, but we need that push. Again, man, if you know anybody who can donate, any businesses who will be willing to donate some stuff or donate towards the goal, please, please, please continue to push the gift drive. We want to meet our goal. And I'm telling y'all, when we do this, for those of y'all who did not follow me last year, this is something that you're definitely going to want to be a part of and support. It's one of my greatest things that I've ever created to do in service to people. And again, it is my last and most near to my heart event of the year. And we trying to end the year on a positive, great note, man. And so again, the gift drive, make sure that you're sharing the information, make sure you're donating, make sure you're letting people know about that. Even if you can't donate, if you know anybody who it has the means, has it in their heart, they could sponsor a family. They could donate toys, they can bring toys and give them out themselves. When we go out, we just trying to meet our goal, and we just trying to serve the people. So thank you, appreciate y'all, man. Good night, peace.